Here we are at 708 Virginia Drive. This is an adorable house. It's definitely its age. It was built in 1953. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath according to MLS on 0.25 acres. Square footage is 1468. I'm not walking all the way around the siding. Maybe I can get a little bit here. Their grass is so long here. And I'm having to drive my husband's truck, so I don't have my boots that I would normally wear to make sure I don't get bit by snakes and stuff. But I see a little bit of buckling up here on the siding, right up underneath that attic vent. And this is, I'm not gonna be able to really go on that side because it's pretty gnarly. I don't wanna do it. It's a risk out in these neck of the woods. So we have the beautiful blue painted on the ceiling. That's like a Carolina blue. This is actually meant to prevent bugs from making nests and mud daubers from putting nests up here, so you can see how beautiful clean it looks. That's why. We have this stunning bright yellow door as we walk in. And then you've got this paneling that's actual wood paneling with your coat hooks. And then there's even a closet here just off of the entry. Lots of these little weird hooks on the ceiling, so I'm not sure what that's about. Little patch, no big deal. This is sort of a cream color on the walls. It almost looks lime in the light though. And then you have this beautiful window casing coming into, this is technically bedroom 1. So you have French doors, laminate flooring, and a closet. So this is bedroom 1. So I'm going to stand at this far corner to try to give you an idea of the size of the space. In fact, let me do this. Let me really back it up. There you go. Decent space for sure. And then here's our front. And as we come around this way, we have bedrooms here and we have living here. So we're gonna go ahead and step through into the living area. You can see where they mounted their TV. The windows are updated in this home. That's a huge plus. Living space is pretty spacious. This is a big space. And then you have your dining room there. And you have the shiplap and mantle around that wood burning fireplace. The ceiling looks great. It's got texture, but it's not popcorn. And then you have that stunning tile on the hearth and around the fireplace. We have the backyard access, and then of course, our dining and kitchen. And then there's the shiplap on the ceiling that's beautiful. So really good sized spaces here. Some little nicks and chips and marks on the walls occasionally. Nothing out of the norm for a lived-in home. All right, we're gonna go into the kitchen here. And we have really beautiful hard surface countertops. Tile backsplash, stainless steel appliances. Those are all newer. What I will say is the cabinets themselves are not new, but I think the faces of them are. Oh, Lordy. Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, so they just don't have this set up real well. We're gonna maybe help them out with that. Okay. That way nobody breaks it. And then it looks like this would be your pantry space, just for reference. And you can see where this is old. And then this is a newer door. Old, wood, but old, right? And then you have the newer faces. So here's your dishwasher. And like I said, these look pretty good. You got a 50-50 sink with a window, beautiful farmhouse light just above. And then you have your microwave. oven, all super clean. And then just past the living area and dining kitchen, we have some tile floor here. And this is our laundry / mudroom. And this space is of course huge. And we have a full bathroom here. Interesting, because this isn't against the wall, just different. But again, this house was built in the 50s, so that looks great under there. Nothing that freaks me out. And then you've got additional storage, linen closet, whatever you want it to be. Now, I'm not gonna go out on this porch. This house is vacant, so there's actually, we had to clear out quite a few bugs. Most dead, but because it's vacant and the grass is long, we really worry about snakes here. And I'm wearing flip-flops, so this is just kind of dusty. So I don't know what the condition of this is, but it doesn't look wonderful, if I'm gonna be honest. And I'm gonna show you from the outside. I just don't know the stability of it, and I'm not sure how much it's going to matter in the scheme of things. So when I step out of this laundry room, there's a dip and a soft. This is very soft right here, very soft. And then it slopes up right about here, and you can kind of see that here. I don't know how much you can see it, but there is some waviness. This is not on a slab. Most houses in Georgia are on a slab at this point, but these older ones, some of them are built with the crawl space. This one is one of them. So just because we notice waviness in the floor or slight movements, that doesn't necessarily indicate that there's a problem, but it indicates you want to find out if there's a problem. So we want to have the joists and the underbelly all checked. And during the inspection, they're going to look. And again, if there's indicators, then they're going to suggest that we get, an engineer out, or if there's something simple enough to pinpoint. But if you put a marble down, it's going to cruise. There's your high point right there, and it's going to cruise towards the back corner, and it's going to cruise down here. It's not terrible. The soft spot is concerning. The waviness is typical. So you have this beautiful casing, crown molding in here. And then we've got the actual beadboard that goes into, and again, I just stepped in it. Right here, there's a soft spot. You can, well, it cracked a couple times. So you could hear that. And then, yeah, it's kind of crackling. And then here's another very soft area right here, just as I'm stepping in. Okay, and then we're in the second bathroom. This is a full bath, updated. Nothing freaky. Again, this toilet is not against the wall, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting to point out. But I love that they put the casing here as well. And then you have a jetted tub and shower. Okay. Then we have 2 more bedrooms. However, this is not actually a bedroom. This property has a room with no closet, but it has the windows. You have to have a closet and window to be considered a bedroom. So when we're looking at comps now, we would want to look at comps that are 2 bedrooms with a flex space. And as you can see from where the first bedroom was, even that's a little loose. The floor in here looks and feels fine. You can see some spots on the baseboards where it's just the wood is coming through. So they might have actually just used 1x6s or something for baseboard and then added the shoe molding, which is not, not normal. But when it's something that's newly updated, that's when you tend to see some of those pieces of where the knots are or whatever, like soaking through. And so it's something you'd want to kind of touch up over time. This is a bedroom, and this has the pretty beadboard. And it's not perfect because it's You've got some scratches here, but your windowsills and your windows are great. And you've got this beautiful picture ledge. This is not the smallest room. This would be the medium-sized room. The one I just walked out of that's not an actual bedroom would be the smallest. Then we have this one, and then that one that looks like maybe it was a dining area at some point is the biggest. So you have a little built-in system here, which is great. And then as we come back out, there's our bedroom here, and we're gonna make our way to the backyard. So here we are in the back. Really pretty yard. You have that nice fire pit. I like that they carried over a lot of the same details from the front of the home. Oh, this is cool. I didn't notice this the first time I walked out here. But there's lots of spiders, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Oh, maybe I will. Yuck. Oh, water heater. Okay. The grass back here is not as bad, so I'm going to check out the house from back here. The roof looks good. It's architectural shingle, 30-year roof. You can see the crawl space. There's crawl space access there on the back under that bedroom with no closet. This house has been vacant, which is, so it's normal for us to see bugs and stuff like that. But again, that, you know, you see, then the snakes come and all that follows, right? So I just have to be careful. Once it's lived in, you don't have this problem. So really gorgeous yard. You can see where that back fence is maybe coming down just a little bit. It needs some rehab. And you have split property lines so that like this fence is yours or the neighbor's. That one is yours or the neighbor's, right? And then this one is. So that's why you have the 3 different types. You have 3 different neighbors. So my guess is they might be their fences. And then you can see here's this porch. And it looks fine from here. It does not look fine from up there. And I don't know if they had a pet on it. It actually looks like there might have been some fecal matter on that indoor-outdoor carpet or whatever. You can see the sewer drain washout area back here. I think there was a dog because it looks like the dog dug and hangs out down here to stay cool. You got a little rake that tells me there's a poo, you know, but then you've got that rat trap back there and it's right by the crawl space. So that kind of makes sense. That doesn't necessarily freak me out. Big, beautiful tree. And then you have that double gate right there. And I would not call that a drive-through gate. It's not wide enough. But you could get a mower in. It's probably a 4-foot gate. Another crawl space access point. This is that laundry room. So I don't see anything crazy, but I was not comfortable on that porch. Just being vacant. A lot of leaves seeming very fallish, which is not really what we get in September, to be honest. Okay, beautiful yellow door, just like the front, and the keypad access. And then we come back in, we'll lock that up, and we're gonna start shutting some lights off. And we'll check out our view from the front of the house. And again, there was our first bedroom again for reference. And then as you step out your front door, this is your view.